Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a demo and review on the Nars foundation. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation, and I've already purchased this foundation, but I had got the wrong shade, so I finally went back and got a different shade that matched my skin tone a lot better than what I originally got. So this video is going to be all about Nars, just because I love Nars so much. On my face, I don't have anything on my face besides a little bit of the NYX eyebrow whiz thing, so I'm just gonna use that to fill in my eyebrows, and then I'm gonna conceal my eyebrows like I usually do, and I won't be color correcting because I want to get the full appearance of this foundation, because the foundation is said to be full coverage, and this is basically Nars like first full coverage foundations, because the other ones are like medium to buildable coverage, and the Creamy Radiant is supposed to be full coverage in comparison to the other two foundations that they already have. So around my eyebrows, I am using Cafe, which is the concealer I usually use under my eyes, and this is in the soft matte concealer. I like to use this because it's very precise and I feel like it's very sharp, and the soft matte concealer is full coverage, so I usually tend to use this under my eyes before I apply foundation, so I can have better coverage in my foundations. And I also feel like it saves me more product, because once I have the concealer under my eyes and stuff, I don't have to use as much foundation to cover up like imperfections in my face. So when I first bought this, I got it in the shade Nambia, which is one of the darker colors, and I thought it was going to be my match because I just like read the undertone, and I looked at it on the scale that they showed on the Sephora website, and it was completely off. It was too dark. So then I went back in store and I got this foundation. This foundation is on the website, but it's not in the stores, so I felt like it was difficult for me to find this, because I actually bought this color from Saks off 5th, because Sephora doesn't carry this shade in store. It only has it online, because I was gonna go with the color New Calendia, because I thought that would have been my color, but then I found this color was better and it wasn't as cool. This one was like perfect for me, because when I applied it on my finger and blended into my skin, it literally melted onto my face. So I decided to go with this color. I'm gonna probably put the names in the description or on the screen, because I have a really hard time trying to figure out how to pronounce these names. They're like ridiculous. And so this is the foundation. I didn't probably need all these pumps because it's full coverage, but like I'm just gonna blend it in with my finger so you can see how that looks, because I remember when I first applied it in store, that's what I did, and I didn't have anything on my face at that time, and I just put it on my face and blended in with my finger, and it looks so nice. I was just like, oh my god. Like I definitely went overboard with the pumps that I just did, forgetting that this is not like, but you see how it looks on. I'm gonna use a brush to like thin it out a little bit, because I probably applied way too much, more than I needed, but you can see how it covers up my blemishes. I'm just gonna do it on half my face for now. So this is the foundation on my face, and you can see the finish that it gives. It's supposed to be like a radiant finish, very, very beautiful finish, very natural looking, and in person it looks really, really nice. I really like the coverage of this foundation. I like how it gives a good amount of coverage, and it's not cakey, or it doesn't feel like there's anything on your face, which I love about Nars. All their foundations feel like that. When you apply it, it still feels like there's nothing on your face, like, which is actually amazing to me. So next I'm going to be just applying my contour and concealer, and I'm going to show you guys how that looks on me as well. Okay, so this is the infamous Creamy Radiant concealer, and I felt like it was right for me to do this review and demo with the Creamy Radiant concealer, since I'm trying out the Creamy Radiant foundation. So this is the concealer, and this is the standard packaging for Nars, the black box with the name on there. Their packaging is really nice. I never had any complaints about it. So this is the color that I purchased. This is in the color medium dark 2.75 color Truffle. Again, these are all the colors I've already purchased that I have that are basically out, and this is the new color that I purchased. So I'm just gonna compare them to the old colors so you guys can get an idea of, you know, the shade. So this is the first color I purchased, and this is in the color Amande or Amande. This color is really nice. It's like a nice yellowy based concealer. And then I went ahead and purchased the color Hazelnut. Hazelnut is medium dark 4, so that's a little bit darker than, you know, the Amande color, so it would be like right after Amande. So I'm just gonna swatch that for you guys here. So this is Amande and this is Hazelnut. Hazelnut is definitely more pinky and more like cooler than Amande, and I definitely like that concealer on myself. And the next color is dark 2 cacao or cocoa. I don't know how people pronounce it, but I always say cacao. This one is not as highlighted and it's a more natural highlight, and I was on that wave for a long time. I still am. So that's cacao, and that's how it looks. It's like close to my skin color, if you guys can see it. And this is the new color that just came out, and this is the color Hazelnut. There's a couple other colors, but I felt like this new one would be good for my skin tone. And this color is like in between Amande and Hazelnut, and I'm gonna just put it right in between here. This is the color Truffle right here in the middle. So I like Truffle when I swatched it in store because I felt like it was light enough for a highlight for me, but it was still also dark enough where it didn't feel like it was too light. Because I liked Amande when I first tried it out, but again, at that time I didn't really know much about makeup, so I just went with it because that's what all the black girls on YouTube was wearing. So I tried out Amande and it was nice, but I think this color Truffle is a nice little in-betweener between Hazelnut and Amande, because it's not as yellow to me. It's like golden color to me. It just seems like it was bright and not too yellowed. I don't know how to explain it, but like when you see it, you can definitely tell the difference between the color Amande and Truffle. So this is what the concealer looks like so far, and I feel like it looks a little dramatic on camera, but it really isn't as dramatic as it appears to be. But I'm gonna set my face and finish the rest of my makeup, and then come back and give the rest of my thoughts on this foundation as well as the concealer. Even though the concealer is just a new shade, I still want to give my thoughts on that. So this is my completed makeup look with the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation and the color Nars. I don't know how to pronounce this color, but this is how it looks. So this is my completed face. Just a few specs on the foundation. The foundation does come in 33 shades, and I love that about Nars because they always are very inclusive and they have a ton of colors that people can choose from. And I like how they added more shades that are more cooler toned and more red toned, because I feel like in the Sheer Glow and in the All Day Luminous foundation they're more yellow, and Nars is one of those foundation brands that unlike a lot of other brands that create foundations for women of color, they have more yellow and olive undertones, which is really cool. So I did have some trouble finding my shade, which is never a bad thing. If you can't find your shade and you're like my complexion, it's actually a positive because you actually have options to choose from. So the foundation claims to be full coverage for all skin types, including sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. The finish is a radiant finish, and the foundation has medium to buildable coverage. It's up to 16 hours of wear, and it's lightweight. It has a natural finish, fade resistant, and yeah. So those are just some of the few things that it says about the foundation, and I feel like all those things are true. Like, you can see the coverage of the foundation on my face. You saw how I looked before applying the foundation, and you can see how natural and like radiant it looks on. So I definitely believe that those claims are true. And just for anyone that's trying to find their shade, it's best to probably try it out in store. So something that I noticed when I was looking for my shade, it was very difficult because they have such a wide range of colors. So I thought my shade would be Nambia, which is dark 4, deep with red undertones, and that color was way too dark and way too red. But they also have 2 other shades after that, which is ZAMBIE, which is dark 5, which is for deep people with neutral undertones, and then after that the last and darkest shade is Molly, and that's an espresso undertone. So there's definitely a lot of colors to choose from. After I realized that I wasn't the shade Nambia, I thought I might have been Ingachu, which is dark 3 and with deep olive undertones, and in my shade in Sheer Glow and All Day Luminous, it says that the undertones are olive, so and those 2 shades work fine for me. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm that shade. But then when I went in store, I saw that that color was way too cool. It almost was like, I don't know, I just didn't like the way it looked. It didn't give me like the right kind of like look. I was getting like it just didn't go with my face. So then the color after that, the color right below Ingaku, is New Caledonia Dark 2, so this one is a foundation with golden undertones, and I felt like this color was too yellow golden for me. So then the shade before that is Manaus, so that's dark 1, dark with caramel undertones. So this is the shade that I picked. I am butchering these names, so I'm definitely going to include them in the description box so you guys can know what I'm talking about, because I really have no idea how to pronounce any of these things. So this is my shade. So for anyone who's my color, I know that this YouTuber named Too Much Mouth, me and her are like the same shade in almost every foundation, and she tested this out and she also picked the wrong shade, and she picked the same shade that I picked, which was Nambia at first, and then she tried Ingaku afterward, and that's still, she was saying that that was sort of off and it wasn't her shade. So I think if she were to try this shade that I'm talking about right now, that would be her shade, and it's definitely like a really nice match on me. So the last thing I'm gonna do to wrap up this video is just compare it to the other 2 foundations and how the colors look side by side, so you guys can kind of see where I'm going with this. And I have worn this foundation already, and it does last a really long time. I think the longest I wore it was 12 hours, and it did start to like peak a little bit of like, you know, like the shine, but it wasn't like oily. It was just like a natural radiant finish. I don't think it looked oily, because I have had foundations where I looked oily. I feel like if you prime your face and you set really nicely with a powder and a spray, you should be good to go. So I didn't have really much problems with the way the finish came out. It just looked like my skin was like, you know, like a natural glow kind of thing. So I didn't mind that. And again, I know in the beginning of the video I did show you guys the concealer, so I'm just gonna quickly show you guys the concealers that I swatched on my hand at the beginning of the video. So these are the concealer shades, and I'm wearing the color Truffle, which is the new color, and this is the second color. Again, this is Amande, and this color right here is Hazelnut, and the last color that's practically disappeared is the color Cacao, which is like a natural concealer highlight. It's not very bright. So those are what those look like. And this, so I'm just gonna go and swatch the foundation colors next to each other so you can see how they compare to the Sheer Glow and the All Day Luminous. So if you have that, you can kind of like base it off of like the colors. So this is the Radiant foundation, and this is what that color looks like. I'm just putting it right here on my hand. This is the color right here. Okay, so and this is Sheer Glow. I would say Sheer Glow is a little bit more glowy than the Radiant foundation. I don't really know how to explain it. They're similar but not exactly the same in terms of the finish. So these are the 3 shades on my hand right here of all 3 of the foundations, so you can see how close they are. So if you're in that shade, in the shade Benares, in the Sheer Glow or the All Day Luminous, you're definitely okay to get the shade that I mentioned in the Radiant one. This swatch right here is the Radiant foundation. In the middle I have the Sheer Glow, and then at the end I have the All Day Luminous. So this is the shades, what they look like for reference. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to include everything in the description box if I missed anything. And if you guys enjoyed this demo/review on this product, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.